Hi, my name's Andrew Sears, and I'm the president of City Vision University. Thank you for being willing to serve on our Salvation Army Advisory Council. Really, the goal of this council is number one, we just want to know how we can better serve the Salvation Army. As many of you know, we were started as an organization primarily to serve Christians that are serving the last, the least, and the lost. So that we started with Gospel Rescue Missions, but the Salvation Army after Gospel Rescue Missions probably is the next largest group we serve. Another purpose of this also is this meets an accreditation requirement. Our accreditor requires that we engage with those who are sending us students and hiring our students. So thank you again for serving on this. So our vision is to create a new wineskin for radically affordable and practical online education for Christians serving the last, the least, and the lost. And I would say more than 90% of our students fall within that category. We've had a long history with the Salvation Army. I'll give you a quick overview of that. We started working with the Salvation Army in 2004 with Major Bill Harula. There's an Equip for Success initiative, and the parent organization, Tech Mission, partnered with him. And he later joined our board and was our board president for about 10 years. We also worked with the Salvation Army. We had an initiative with AmeriCorps where we provided AmeriCorps interns between 2008 and 2012. You can see there's a large number of people that we worked with that. But the biggest area is we've been serving students within the Salvation Army, and that's what we're doing currently. So from 2006 to present, you can see the different students that we've had in the different territories. And we've also had a good number of faculty. In 2019, Commissioner Jim Nags became both a student and a board member, and also served as faculty. And then Colonel Janet Munn, she joined our board in 2021 and then joined faculty shortly after that. So our 5 years outcomes vision, we really want to serve three audiences. So ARC program graduates, we have an aftercare program that's called Wounded Healers. And our 5-year vision is that we could serve about 10% of program graduates of the ARCs that are partnering with us. And we believe that we can be a key strategy in transforming the lives of graduates. We know that ARCs are among the best in the world at getting people sober, but how do you keep them sober and employed and following Jesus for the next 10 years? Well, for a lot of the students that are program graduates that come to us, they may be with us for up to 8 years if they're a part-time student pursuing a bachelor's, and we can be a key part of that. Then there's staff and officers and organizations, and what we want to do is for those Salvation Army units, and that could be ARCs or divisions or area commands that serve as partners, to more than double their total officer and staff training hours. And ultimately what we're trying to do is improve your ability to transform lives. And then even beyond that, our doctoral program in particular is focused on innovation, and we want to be a major source for thought leaders and innovation to enable the Salvation Army to continue to grow and thrive. Now, many of you know that my background, I grew up poor, but ended up going to grad school at MIT and then co-founded a research group with one of the fathers of the internet. And we're focused on how do you diffuse innovation among, these internet pioneers. We're trying to do kind of the same thing among Christians that are serving the last and least and the lost. So we're creating these networks within City Vision, among Gospel Rescue Missions, among Salvation Army, other similar ministries, different social enterprises like Thrift, and trying to be an innovation hub, similar to what Stanford's done with Silicon Valley. We want to do that with Christians that are serving the last, the least, and the lost. And part of how we do this, obviously the Salvation Army is going to spread innovation within itself, but we have a lot of other partners. So there might be innovations that you guys can learn from them. And then we have City Vision faculty and staff that are subject matter experts that are kind of collective knowledge. Most of them have decades of experience in addition to their advanced degrees. And then we collect lots of information from textbooks, articles, workshops, training, and research that can help you and put those into courses, programs, certifications, and toolkits. So one of the questions we'll ask you in the survey is, are we providing the right degrees and certificates? So we have 4 main degree areas: addiction counseling, and that often fits the best with ARCs, nonprofit management, business administration, and that's really a nonprofit focused business degree, and then ministry and leadership, and that really is a parachurch focused ministry and leadership degree. We also have some specialty certificates in nonprofit fundraising, food services, and retail management, and we have graduate and undergraduate certificates. Now, we talk about City Vision being radically affordable and practical. So on the radical affordability, our list price tuition is about half of the other big schools. And but with the Salvation Army, we provide everyone in the Salvation Army an affiliate partner scholarship. So it's only $720 per course. But for any TSA unit, this could be ARC or a division that sends 2 or more students a year, we'll provide a $250 scholarship, so that tuition will only be $550 a course. So for a lot of staff especially, and for almost all program graduates, they're going to qualify for a Pell Grant. Historically, about 75% of those who apply get a Pell Grant. It's only available to undergraduate students, and typically those who have less than $50,000 a year, about 75% will get a Pell Grant. So understanding how we fit with the Salvation Army, it's helpful to understand how we partner across organizational units. So officer and staff training, this can be across all of City Vision programs, but it can be helpful for us to engage with your HR departments and your education departments with that. Then for clients or program graduates, that's our Wounded Healers partnership program. And then for recovery program officers and staff, we have addiction counseling programs. We have a retail management certificate for thrift store staff, food services management for food services staff, and that's especially going to be for ARCs, but maybe shelters also. And then we have a fundraising certificate for development staff. Now, we also talk about our courses being very practical. So compared to a lot of other Christian schools, we're really trying to teach the nuts and bolts. They'll have a lot of theology and Bible courses, and we have some of those, not nearly as deep a catalog, but we have a very deep catalog in nonprofit management. So in fundraising, you can see we have 5 courses here, and this is our competency map. It's called Competing Values Framework. And then we have a lot of cross-cultural competencies, a lot of courses on spiritual formation, administrative competencies like HR and accounting. And part of what's unique about all these courses is we're not just teaching HR, we're teaching nonprofit HR and really Christian nonprofit HR, which is unique. And then social enterprises is one of our strengths. And we have a good number of courses in that. And then we have courses that provide an integration across all these. So this is in our management and ministry department. That covers our business, ministry, and nonprofit degrees. And then for our addiction counseling program, so we have 33 total addiction specific courses. So these are our addiction counseling undergraduate courses and graduate courses. And you can, look at this list to see how that might fit with the needs of, if you're working in an ARC, how that might fit. And then with our Wounded Healers education program, so this is for program graduates. So we're really providing 2 things. One is very job focused certificates that can be done typically in about a year. And then we provide life skills courses on things like, financial management skills, relapse prevention, developing a life plan, how to have healthy relationships, and things along those lines. So part of what we want to do is we want to integrate with your professional development strategy. This could be for officers or staff. So we have our courses and programs, and then you have input from supervisor and professional development plan. You have your own internal career ladders, and then you have internal training. In addition to the CFOT, it could be other training that you work with. And we want to fit like a hand in glove with that. And part of what we're trying to do with radically affordable and practical education is what happens with a lot of organizations is you kind of have this frontier of staff quality. And what you can do is there's trade-offs between you can hire professionals that often may have limited values alignment and limited values training, or you can hire some of your program grads that have limited training, or you can promote staff and officers from within. But say they're moving to an ARC, they need specialized training often for that. So by really changing the cost curve, what we're able to do is we're able to move that frontier of staff quality. And for a lot of our partners, we've increased their overall training by 200 to 400%. So let me just use an example of that. So one of our partners was St. Matthew's House. They grew rapidly, so they had a huge need for staff training. They provided tuition reimbursement. Now, just to be clear, this is something that the Salvation Army doesn't necessarily need to provide to staff, tuition reimbursement, because a lot of people will qualify for Pell Grants. But they sent us 55 students in 5 years. So this is about a $40 million organization. And we provided 46,000 people hours of training. And it only cost them $60,000 in total, because a lot of it, more than half, was paid for by Pell. And we believe that we increased their total staff training hours by more than fourfold. They still partner with other schools, but because of the affordability and the relevance, we're the school of choice for more than 80 or 90% of their students. They got grants to help pay for this. And then we also created a credit partnership with them where their program graduates got some credits with City Vision and some of their staff who had training, and they provided us with faculty members. So hopefully that's a vision of what we could do with some particular Salvation Army units. So again, thank you for being willing to serve on our advisory council, and I look forward to going through your feedback and meeting with you all.